Aloha, everyone. This is a first for me going live on YouTube with a scheduled live. I am Dewi Lim, and I am coming to you from the Center of the Seven Rays, which is a homestead sanctuary retreat and event space located in Pele's backyard here on Moku'oke'awe on the Big Island of Hawaii. And today I wanted to talk to you about a topic or two topics that are similar and compare them so you can kind of feel into which option might be more for you. And that is sister circle versus a mastermind, and which one is best suited for you. So I have been a part of uh, quite a few masterminds and quite a few sister circles. I've been trained to facilitate sister circles, and I've also been trained to facilitate masterminds. And I have been in this arena of uh, getting group support, investing in group support, facilitating groups for over 12 years now. And so I have a lot to share on this topic, and there's benefits to both for sure. I've gotten a lot of I've made a lot of amazing connections over the years in both in-person and virtual groups. I have gotten clients out of being a part of other people's groups. I have hired other people from groups that I've been invested in. I have done free groups and I have done paid groups. And so the main difference that I see there are three main differences that I see between sister circles and masterminds. And this is for any of you who might be considering, like, I have something that I'm working on right now. I have a vision, I have a movement, I have a project that I really want to move the needle forward on, or I just need general support in my life. And I know that being in a aligned group of like-hearted, like-souled, um, uh, a collective of people who are all focused on supporting one another and giving and receiving feedback is something that feels like I would really benefit from. And perhaps you have been a part of these types of groups in the past. So I want to share with you my perspective on what makes the sister circle different from the mastermind. So most of this, and so this is in my experience, I'm going to speak from my experience, what I see most of the time. And this is not a hard and fast, like black and white always applies in every situation, but I'm generalizing here. So just giving that caveat. So with sister circles, um, usually there is no feedback given when it's your turn to share. So often these types of groups are really wonderful for witnessing each other, for being seen, for being heard, for being held in a space of love and unconditional positive regard and acceptance. You can show up authentically as yourself, share what's going on for you inwardly, outwardly. And sisterhoods have been around since the beginning of time. Women have, out of necessity, I'm sure to begin with, been the ones who have stayed, put more, this is generally speaking again, more than men. And they have congregated and shared, helped to raise children, and naturally are have gathered throughout the years. And then there's red tent, which is when a woman is on her moon cycle and she goes to the red tent, and other women are holding space for her during that time where she can be inward and be in her own process and be witnessed and accepted in that space, and kind of step away from her day-to-day life. So the sister circle functions in the same way. It's an opportunity to come into a safe container where you are held and seen by your sisters. And oftentimes there are themes that are chosen for a sister circle. another element of a sister circle that usually differs from mastermind is that of ritual and ceremony. So, oftentimes within a sister circle, there are rites of passage, commemorations, um, depending on who is leading and facilitating the sister circle. If it's one person or if it's a shared responsibility, sometimes facilitators shift and rotate depending on how the circle is constructed and set up. But one thing that I've found in every sister circle that I've been a part of is this element of rites of passage or ritual or ceremony where um, there is a certain sense of reverence given to a moment and a an activation that can happen when we come together in support of one another and be witnessed through a process, a transformation, a moving from one energetic state to another. A ritual is a great way to honor that, and so both in person and online sister circles, I've had the experience of ritual and ceremony being a part, and that's usually not the case in a mastermind. Finally, with sister circles, the primary a primary difference between that and a mastermind is that it's a place to get emotional support, to feel like you are connected with, that you're not alone in your experience as a woman. And so, primarily, these are the three ways that I see sister circles differing from masterminds. And now, with a mastermind, they have a little bit more of a masculine structure usually. So what I mean by that is it's more regimen, and sometimes a timer is used, although sister circles can also use timers to keep everybody on track and to be able to make sure that everyone is equally sharing. um they're more goal oriented, so usually with a mastermind, there is a predetermined theme. Usually it's a business related or a project related or a leadership related kind of container and focus, where people are coming together to for a specific amount of time to state their intentions and what they're working on, receive targeted feedback, and regular accountability and support. And so, those three things, it's goal oriented, targeted feedback, regular accountability, and support, and actually being held to your goals, held to your focus, held to your intention is a very critical part of a mastermind. And also, with both sister circles and masterminds, it's an opportunity for the woman in this case to exercise her beautiful tool and the amazing field and portal place of her voice, her throat chakra, to use her voice both to share and be heard, and also to share of her own when there is an opportunity to give feedback. And not as much usually in sister circles is feedback being given. It's more of a passive, generally speaking, again, more of a passive kind of approach where you're witnessed. And so your voice mainly is exercised in that you're able to share of your own story, your own experience, what you're going through in your day to day. Through all, a lot of women who circle are mothers, so sharing of your experience as a mother, as a wife, or as a beloved, and your own inner journey in navigating that. Masterminds, on the other hand, more focused on outer kind of results, outer progress, outer goal oriented movement in a direction. And usually, with a mastermind, usually they are actually both types of groups. I've seen them be paid. Sometimes people informally create sister circles and masterminds where they are there's no investment involved. However, what I've found in I've had the most impact and the most progress and the most made the most money, frankly, from groups where mastermind groups in particular, where I have had some skin in the game, where I've made an investment and I've committed to a certain period of time. I've clearly stated my goals and what I want to reach. Oh, and this is the last thing I wanted to say about masterminds, how they differ from sister circles is that you are exercising your voice in a mastermind in terms of your shares, your personal shares, and checking in with your progress. And you're also in certain masterminds, depending on how they're structured, able to give feedback and advice and share your own experience in service to the person that is sharing, if that is a hallmark of that particular structured mastermind. If that makes sense. So, in other words, it kind of uh, in a hot seat situation, let's say a hot seat is where one person is the focus for a certain amount of time. And part of that hot seat is where either the facilitator alone, depending on how a mastermind is structured, or the group is able to popcorn style give feedback, make recommendations, share resources with that person. So I pray that kind of gave you a sense of the difference between a sister circle and a mastermind. My personal favorite is a blend of the two. And I call this type of blend a creatrix mind. And a creatrix mind is referring to creator, the feminine of creator, which is one who creates, a creatrix. And then the mastermind, creatrix mind, refers to the mastermind energy. So it's a both and focus. It's both the inner support and the witnessing of your sisters, and that beautiful energy that comes with women supporting women, and the more masculine structure of like, we're here to accomplish something, we're here with individual goals and dreams and things we're moving forward. My lights got dark here. And we're checking in with each other. We're keeping ourselves accountable, we're holding ourselves accountable, we're holding each other accountable, we're getting tangible feedback, tangible resources, and in between meetings we are taking action on what we said. We're making commitments to what we're going to be doing between this mastermind and the next. And we're doing it together, we're doing it as a collective. So there's this like synergistic group energy that happens, a momentum that happens, and you see your other sisters checking in every week, or daily, perhaps, depending on what the accountability kind of set point is and how the group culture is set up. You're seeing your sisters start to really move the needle forward, and that's inspiring. That can be really not only can, again, depending on the culture of the mastermind, that can be self-motivating to see other people that you care about, that you want, everybody's rooting for each other. When you see your sister excel and thrive, it's like, yes, if she can do it, I can do it too. And there is this field of the quantum as well in either group that can really be activated, especially depending on how the container is framed, and the kind of the nature of the group, to work in the field of the quantum. Together, everyone achieves more. And when we are all focused on one kind of group mind in support of one another within our own sovereign space, right? Not group mind to kind of share about the what can happen in groups, which is more like group think, where we're all just agreeing with each other to agree with each other, and not kind of having any friction or or counterbalance points. That's not what I'm talking about here, but where we all are on a trajectory for growth and upliftment. And we are also open to, as we set our intentions, open to all kinds of ways that our goal and our visions can materialize. So I wanted to end this today by inviting you to a event I'm hosting called the Rebel Heart Sister Circle. And this is a preview of the Rebel Heart Creatrixmind, which is my new offering that is a culmination of my life's work facilitating groups, being a part of groups, investing tens of thousands of dollars into these types of groups, and really seeing the most progress in my life, in my professional life, and even my personal life. Um, Kind of skyrocket when I've been a part of these types of groups. I highly recommend that you get involved and find a sister circle or a mastermind, or come to my event and see how you resonate and if it's for you or not. So this Rebel Heart Sister Circle is for trailblazing new earth women who really want to be witnessed and seen in what you are stand for, and what you believe in during this crazy time on the planet, where really it's imperative that we find the others that we vibe with, to find our community virtually as well as in person, locally, wherever you are. And if you are living in a remote place, perhaps like I now live in, virtually might be the key for you. And the beauty of participating in virtual circles and masterminds is that you can connect and find like-hearted, like-aligned souls anywhere, everywhere on the planet. We're everywhere, and your tribe and your group is there's someone out there for you. So whether or not it's the Rebel Heart crew or another, I just invite you to really put your feelers out, and put a prayer out there into the quantum field that you are ready to find your support system, your support team. We can't shift ourselves and humanity's awakening alone. There's the lone wolf. The day of the lone wolf syndrome is over. We are going through a collective evolution here, a collective awakening. And I work and collaborate and support and commune with women in particular, who basically incarnated for this time, who feel a innate drive and an innate inspired calling to serve humanity's awakening at this critical time on the planet. So I hope you consider joining our free gathering, and let me know if you have any questions. Let me know in the comments below if you've participated in a Creatrix Mind or a mastermind or a sister circle, and what that experience was like for you. And let me know if you have any questions about anything that I've shared. I appreciate you so much. Aloha.